Cheri. Let's talk about Cheri instead. Much more exciting than the sweat coming off of my scalp. Cheri Ruskus. Now, she told me if she could live in any kind of imaginary world or place, that she would like it just to be her garden, but with real fairies. Just a whole bunch of real awesome fucking fairies. She didn't put fucking fairies in there. They can do what they want consensually, that's fine. But a garden full of fairies sounds fantastic to me. Also, I asked what the biggest dare was that you'd ever accepted, and Cheri did a 100-mile bike ride around Lake Tahoe for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society after being challenged to do it, and in order to do so, trained and rode 1,600 miles around Denver. So big ups to that monster dare that probably raised a shit ton of money. So she's going to come up here and talk to you a little bit about gardening herself. So please, a warm round of applause for Cheri.
Thank you. Hello, good evening. All right, I have played many roles in my life, from mom to entrepreneur to author. The list goes on and on, like for all of us. One thing I never expected all the way along the way was that I would actually become a gardener. And I did it because I fell in love with the bees, but I also did it because of money. I had gotten a home I couldn't afford to landscape the home. I was a young entrepreneur and I was single. And so a friend said, get some seeds. It's a lot cheaper than putting in grass. So I did. And what I never expected was that it would flourish into me becoming a gardener and really loving every moment of it. And as my life grew, my children came along, my businesses grew, I always could count on my garden, to go into my garden. I fell in love with flowers, most especially, and the peace of mind that it gave me. And here's what I'll tell you. I did become a plant addict in the meantime. This is a recent addition to my garden because I just love the color. Anytime I walk into a nursery, I just want to be a part of that flower. And the peace of mind and the connection with the earth, and that's something that I really want to bring home tonight, is the importance of just not mowing your lawn, but connecting with the earth. And there's those fairies that I love. And the mistakes you make along the way can turn out to be really awesome things. So this was a sweet pea that I planted thinking it was peas. Learned there's a flower called a sweet pea, and I have had it in my garden ever since. I've grown to love doing tomatoes and growing seeds in the indoors over the last few years, and homegrown tomatoes are the best. They are the best indeed. And from there, I have also gone on to grow. This year, we've got some eggplant growing. I finally tackled zucchini. I know that sounds crazy, but I could never get it until this year. We've done some peppers, and lettuce is always found in my garden because it's the greatest thing to have all summer long. Now, we have pests in our garden just like everybody else does, but I am an organic gardener, and I really want to bring that home to everyone. No spraying, no pesticides, a little soapy water gets them when they are taking over the garden and causing trouble. And then we also invite the birds in, and birds throughout your garden just really keep the eco cycle of your garden going, because they'll help you with a lot of the bug issues and different things that are going on. And they're sweet, and their songs are just amazing. This is my garden today, and my husband, the sweet man here in the audience, he actually got these beds built for me a few years back, and they're made out of concrete, and they're awesome. And I really recommend raised beds, but you can do any size of containers. This is a whiskey barrel that has peppers in it. This year I put potatoes in an old sink that we have, and so anybody can do this. You just need dirt and good compost. I love fruits. We have grapes and apples right now, but I do have a dream about having an orchard. Yes, honey, it's true. You know, that's the thing about gardening is you imagine it. Water matters in the garden. from having little ponds in the garden for the birds and the bees and the frogs and all that good stuff to good irrigation in your garden. And there's so many great systems out there right now that make it automated. We get a lot of volunteers in the garden with seeds just replanting themselves. And this sunflower bed has replanted itself for years and years and years. And I usually have to take more out that come in. Rocks can also be in your garden, and our whole front, because we do so much in our back garden, that the front we do Zen gardening and really use rocks to make it a beautiful place and some xeriscaping as well. Nighttime gardening, what about that? We really enjoy doing that. Solar lights, all of the lights in our garden are solar. My husband says it looks like Disneyland some nights, but I really love doing that now and having the solar lights come on. I really want to leave you with this message that it's not our land that's broken, but our relationship to it. By getting our fingers in the dirt, by really having that connection, whether it's your garden or a garden nearby, I highly recommend you get your fingers in the dirt and really pay attention to the earth around you, because it is such a beautiful and wonderful thing. Thank you so much. And
my friends. You did awesome. She gives me such big dreams.